All right, y'all. I ain't feel like setting up a boom stand because I'm not trying to waste y'all time because this whole video is about not wasting people time. And I got to tell you what happened to me and something that I would never do again in business. So this whole video is about not wasting your time as a filmmaker, as a videographer, cinematographer, or any field, honestly, because it comes a time, especially if you're doing cold outreach, where the client is going to want to do a meeting. And I didn't know any of this before. Well, I never had a bad experience like this beforehand. And that's what led me to draw this boundary from now on. So every weekday, Monday through Friday, I send out 20 to 30 personalized emails to businesses and nonprofits. And the email will say something like, "Hey, my name is Joshua McCarty. I'm a filmmaker here. I came across your website, if it's a nonprofit, and I didn't see any brand films on there. As you know, brand films help with get more donations from donors, and it helps build your brand. I would love to work with you." And I sent her a link to some of my work and my contact information. So the lady reached out and asked me if I was available for a meeting. So I gave her a call and told her a little bit more about myself. And she asked me where I was at, and I told her where I was. She said, "Oh, you only 30, 45 minutes from me. Would you like to have a lunch date?" So I'm thinking, now mind you, I didn't know any of this stuff that I'm telling you now because I just experienced it. So now I have a boundary. I said, "Sure." So she told me, "Well, come here to this restaurant. Here's the parking. Just make sure you keep your ticket because I'll take care of it," basically. So meaning I'm thinking she gonna pay for it. So I go out there, I meet the client, drive 30 minutes out the way. There was traffic, so it was about 40 minutes. We stayed there for 3 hours. Now, the first 15 minutes, we just exchanged in the courtesies. Like, "My name is Joshua. What's your name? Where you from? How long you been in business?" And vice versa. Just getting to know each other, which is cool. 30 minutes after that, I pull out my laptop and start showing them more of my work because I'm trying to get into the weeds now of the reason that I'm here. So we talk about it for about 10 minutes. Then she pivots into a whole nother direction and starts talking about her family, upbringing again, and other stuff. Now it's been like an hour. Now, an hour past that, she said, "Oh, you know what? I got a great friend who lives in a whole nother state, at least 5 hours away from me, who might need your services too. I'm gonna give her a call." She calls her friend, talks to her for 10, 15 minutes on the phone, talks about me and my family first for the first 5 minutes. The other 5 to 10 minutes after that, she's talking about personal stuff that has nothing to do with me. She hangs up the phone. So now, in the midst of this 2 hour long meeting, every now and then she would sprinkle and try to navigate back to the reason that I'm here. And I believe now that's the reason why I stuck, because every time she would bring it up, I would think to myself, okay, now we're going to get into the meats and potatoes. But she just kept pivoting. Now looking back, she was an older lady. I'm thinking she really just wanted to have a lunch date, honestly, because we really didn't get to talk about my film. We didn't even get to talk about the needs, any like the style that she wants. Budget wasn't brought up one time or nothing like that. So I believe somebody called her again. She said she had to leave. So we leave, we walk out. I get in the parking garage, leave. I ended up having to pay for my parking. $15 for my parking because I thought she was going to take care of it. So now I drove 30 minutes to 45 minutes there. I stayed there for 2 hours, had to pay for my parking, and drove 45 minutes back. So that's like almost 3.5 hours that I wasted of my time that I'll never get back. And I said, driving back, because mind you, there was really no interest in her wanting a video or anything. And she was like saying all these things. "Oh, my friend needs a video in Mississippi. This other friend needs a video. Oh, I got a birthday party coming up in 2 days. I need you to come out there." Didn't say how much she was willing to pay. Didn't ask me how much I was charged for it or anything like that. I feel like a content creator holding this mic. I usually boom it, but I ain't feel like setting it up for this because it was a spur of the moment video. Anyway, so I got back home. I said, you know what? I'll never do that. So I wanted to give y'all 3 ways to navigate that if a client asks for a meeting, because you're going to have to go through it. Well, you're not going to have to go through it, but some client is going to ask you to meet in person. And again, if it's not a client that you really want to work with, or a client that you know is going to pay, or something that's going to look great, like a great portfolio piece, don't do no meetings in person. So the first thing you can do that we can do is tell them, I would love to meet in person, but before I do that, I always do a 15-minute pre-meeting before, just to make sure that you're the right fit and that I'm the right fit, so we don't waste each other's time. And that way you can have a phone meeting or even a Zoom meeting, even though those are bad too, well, Zoom meetings are, but that'll save you from driving and wasting 2-3 hours of your time. And you're letting them know ahead of time that it's only 15 minutes and you can only allot 15 or 20 minutes for it. And that's one way to pivot at that. The second way you can navigate that, oh, can you meet? Can you stop by the office Friday afternoon so we can meet? The way you can navigate that is, again, telling them that you would love to meet, but also asking them, do they have a budget in mind for the project? And if they say, no, we don't have a budget, then keep trying to ask questions to get them to respond to an answer to your question. And if they say, yes, we have a budget, we have a $500 budget. Now, if you charge $5,000 for a video and a company only has $500 to $1,000, you just saved yourself hours of driving time or minutes of driving time, gas money, and time that you don't have to lose because they don't even have the budget for what I offer. Now, if you still want to do it for $500 or $1,000, go to the meeting and stuff. But I think that's a good way to just gauge to see if a client can even afford you. And the third way you can navigate this is by telling the client that you would love to meet, but you do pre-screenings first. You can use that, or you can say something like, I would love to meet, but just to let you know, my consultation fees are $50 an hour or $100 an hour. So if they don't even want to pay a consultation fee for your services, $50, $100, then they're probably not going to want to pay $2,000, $3,000 for a video. And if they do pay the consultation fee, they know, okay, I paid this man $100 for an hour. I only have an hour to talk to him. So as soon as I meet him and as soon as we get the pleasantries out of the way, I got to get down to the nitty gritty, because if I stay here 2 hours, now as a videographer and filmmaker, if you paying me, yeah, we can talk about anything you want to talk about. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? I'm going to be asking questions. Did you go see the new movie? How'd you like it? How's your family life? Because you paying me by the hour. I'll be your therapist. I'll be your consultation person. We can go over graphic design. We can talk about relationship stuff. I don't mind. But in the client's head, they're thinking, okay, I only pay for an hour. I have an hour. So I got to get as much information as I can from this person and give them as much information as I can, so I don't have to spend an extra $100 or extra $50. So those are 3 ways and 3 things that I'm going to be doing from here on out with clients, because people will waste your time. I'm telling you, especially older people. And this ain't nothing against older people, but they like to talk. I know younger people like to talk too, but man, if you go to the gas station and stuff, the stores, older people just be walking up to you, want to start conversation. And that's cool. We can talk, but I'm not about to drive 45 minutes out my way, pay for parking, and sit there and listen to you talk to your friend for those 2 hours just to hear you talk. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm here to talk about business, and that's what we should be talking about. So, yeah, man, people will waste your time.